Welcome to our lesson on multiplying mixed numbers. Whenever you're multiplying mixed numbers, there are steps that you need to remember in order to multiply them correctly. First, you will use the roundabout method to create a fraction. Second, you will multiply your numerators. Third, you will multiply your denominators. And last but not least, always remember to simplify or reduce the fraction if needed. Let's start with 4 7/6 times 1 2/5. Like I said, we're going to use the roundabout method to create two fractions because right now we have two mixed numbers. The way you do the roundabout method is you multiply your denominator by the whole number, and then you take that answer and add it to your numerator. This is the reason why they call it the roundabout method. 7 times 4 is 28, and then that 28 you add it to the 6. 28 plus 6 is 34. That gives you your top number or your numerator. However, your bottom number, 7, your denominator, it stays the same. And that will be multiplied times 1 2/5. Once again, we need to use the roundabout method to create just a fraction. We're going to multiply 5 times 1, 5 our denominator, times the whole number, gives us 5. Plus the 2 gives us 7. 7 would be your top number or your numerator, and the 5 of your denominator stays the same. Always remember that your denominators stay the same. Now you have a fraction times a fraction, which takes us back to step number 2. We're going to multiply our numerators, and then we'll move on to step number 3 of multiplying our denominators. When we multiply 34 times 7. 7 times 4 is 28. Carrier 2. 7 times 3 is 21. Plus that 2 makes 23. So 34 times 7 is equal to 238. Our third step is multiplying our denominators of 7 times 5, which gives us 35. Now you have an answer of 238 over 35. That is an improper fraction. In this case, we need to refer back to step 4 where it says, remember to simplify or reduce the fraction. The way you'll simplify this fraction is by simply dividing 238 divided by 35. Let's guess and check by saying 35 times, let's try 6. If 6 is too high, then we'll say 35 times 5. 6 times 5 is 30. Carrier 3. 6 times 3 is 18. Plus that 3 makes 21. You have 210. 210 is pretty close to 238. We can try 35 times 7 just to see if it's a little bit closer to 238 but not higher than 238. 7 times 5 is 35. Carrier 3. 7 times 3 is 21. Plus that 3 makes 24. So it's too high, which means 6 is what we'll use. 6 times 35, we've already done the math, is 210. Now we need to subtract. 8 minus 0 is 8. 3 minus 1 is 2. That gives us an answer of 6 and 28 over 35. 6 and 28 over 35. When I look at 28 and 35, I see that they both have a common factor of 7. And the reason why I know that is 28 divided by I'm going to change the number just for emphasis. Divided by 7, and 35 divided by 7. That's the common factor that they have. The common factor that they have here is 7. 28 divided by 7 is 4. 35 divided by 7 is 5. And of course you need to bring down your whole number of 6, which gives you a final answer of 6 4/5. And you're done with that multiplication problem. Let's try another one. 5 and 5/9 times 4 and 2/4. Once again, we need to do the roundabout method first. 9 times 5 is 45, and 45 plus the 5 gives us 50. 50 over 9. Remember, the denominator stays the same. 4 times 4 is 16, plus your 2 is 18. 18, denominator 4 stays the same, so 18 over 4. Now we have 50 times 18. We have to multiply our numerators and multiply our denominators. 50 times 18 would be the multiplication of our numerators. 8 times 0, 8 times 5 is 40. 1 times 0 is 0, and 1 times 5 is 5. When you add them together, that gives you an answer of 900. Now we need to multiply our denominators. 9 times 4 is 36. Once again, that's an improper fraction, so we need to divide in order to get a mixed number for an answer. $900 divided by 36. 36 times, let's try 2. I think I'll put it down here. Make it a little bit clearer for you. 36 times 2. 2 times 6 is 12. Carry your 1. 2 times 3 is 6, plus the 1 is 7. That's 72. Let's see if we can go one number higher. And if it will not go above the 90, then that's what we'll use. Because you're always looking for the number that's closest to the 90. 3 times 6 is 18. Carry your 1. 3 times 3 is 9, plus the 1 makes 10. Now we have 108, so it's too high. We will have to go with our 2. We know now, because we just multiplied, that 2 times 36 is 72. When we subtract, we'll have 10 minus 2 is 8, and 8 minus 7 is 1. 36 goes into 180. Well, we know that 36 times 3 is 108. 36 times 4. Let's see if we can get any closer to 180. 6 times 4 is 24. Carry your 2. 4 times 3 is 12. Plus the 2 makes 14. That is closer. Let's try one more. 36 times 5. 5 times 6 is 30. Carry your 3. 5 times 3 is 15. Plus the 3 makes 18. So now we have 180. 36 times 5 is 180. When you subtract, you get 0. So our final answer would be 25. 900 divided by 36 is equal to 25. That would be your final answer. And you will notice it ends up as a whole number. It's not a fraction. We have one more problem to try to practice to master this multiplication of mixed numbers. 11 times 2 is 22, plus the 7 makes 29 over 11. Remember, we said our denominator always stays the same. 1 times 8 is 8, plus the 6. 8 and 6 is 14. Our denominator of 8 stays the same, and we need to multiply our numerators and multiply our denominators. We have numerators of 29 and 14. When we multiply these two, we have 4 times 9 is 36, carry your 3. 4 times 2 is 8, plus the 3 is 11. 1 times 9 is 9, and 1 times 2 is 2. When we add them together, 10, carry your 1, we have 406. So you have 406 over 11 times 8 is 88. Being that that's an improper fraction, we need to reduce it by simply dividing. We have 406 divided by 88. Okay, we need to do a guess and check. 88 times, let's try 4. 8 times 4 is 32, carry your 3. 8 times 4 is 32, plus 3 gives you 35. It's pretty close, but let's try one number higher than 4 to see if we'll get any closer. 8 times 5 is 40. Carry our 4. 8 times 5 is 40, plus the 4 makes 44, so that's too high. We will have to go with 4. We have already multiplied 88 times 4, and we know it's 352. When we subtract, 6 minus 2 is 4. 10 minus 5 is 5, and 3 minus 3 is 0. So that gives us an answer of 4 and 54 over 88. Once again, that's 4 and 54 over 88. You have to look at your numerator and your denominator to see if they have a common factor. I know they have a common factor of 2, but they may have a larger number. 9, 6. Let's try dividing by 2. So 4 and 54 over 88. We need to divide both of them by 2. The top and bottom number. 54 divided by 2 would be 27. 88 divided by 2 would be 24. No, I'm sorry, would be 44. I know that 27 have factors of 1, 3, 9. 9 does not go into 44 evenly, and 3 does not go into 44 evenly. So it looks like we have reduced this fraction, which means your final answer would be 4 and 27 over 44. And that would be your final answer. And that concludes our lesson on multiplying mixed numbers.